And he would always say that to me, like, I want you to trust me. I know you don't, and I want you to trust me. And there was just a part of me that was like, like there is something not okay with you.
What's been the most surprising thing you've learned now that you're outside the house?
Is all the things Todrick was saying about me. I can't believe it. I'm shocked. But it wasn't just about me. It's about all of us, and I'm just upset how I let him convince me on putting CARSON up. He convinced a lot of us. He convinced CARSON to get rid of Shanna, and that was a dumb move. I just think that I've learned a lot of things, and I definitely know that some people, I knew in my instinct that I couldn't trust him, but I let my guard down, because I guess I let my guard down because of Miesha, but now I know both of them, I can't trust neither one. And when it comes to playing a game, I'm just happy that I played a game that wasn't evil and mean. I played a good game. I played it, I came on, waited around and came on strong, and tried to win. I just messed up on those posters. Doggone it, I answered too fast. That was the question. I should have waited a little more. But the thing is, if you don't answer fast enough and someone does before you and they got it right, they're going to beat you.
So what's been the most surprising thing you learned since you've been outside the house now?
Honestly, you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah, of course.
The hit that Todrick is taking from the outside world.
I know.
I don't think that was his plan at all.
Yeah.
And I know how much social media and his fans and the people mean to him, and I don't really think he wished to rub anyone the wrong way. He just kind of took the wrong approach to winning and playing the game. And I think that was kind of obvious when he won the HOH, and then he even after he won the HOH, he comes downstairs still singing HOH, and I thought that was like a little gloat. Seriously, sometimes you have to there's a certain way to win and a certain way to lose, because like when I lost, after I was like disappointed with my performance, and he was one of the people that always come up to me and be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I just lost." And you can be, your energy can be that much discerning, especially even when you win. It can be kind of negative,
I know I've talked to some of the house guests and they said that Todrick was playing the victim a little bit. Would you agree with that?
I think so, but I think that's a position that maybe he's used to being in, from being a gay African-American man. In society, I could see how it's hard. But in the house, that's where you have a clean slate. I don't think anybody was judging him, or I don't think CARSON had that same problem. I don't think, but he's, a white gay man. Depends on how you look at it. But I think he had a clean slate in the house, so he could have just been whoever Todrick is.
I know you know Todrick from RuPaul's Drag Race.
I do.
What was your relationship like? Was it always friendly? Was there tension? Like when you saw him in the house, were you nervous or were you happy?
We've always had a great relationship on set, and he has been a guest judge on the show a couple times. And it's always been super cordial. And I was actually kind of excited. And from the very get-go, I kind of pulled him inside and said, we should look out for each other, just as a friend from the outside thing. And I was kind of shocked that he left our alliance early. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess he has a good reason. He didn't feel comfortable with Teddi. Again, not very good at this game, I'll admit it. And then just, more and more things, his, adherence to Miesha became a little bit of a red flag. It was just like, I guess she is his ride or die. I understood that. Cynthia was my ride or die. You gel with certain people. but I never imagined that he would try to mislead us so badly. I'm naive, you know, I know it's gameplay, but I have a long-standing relationship with him.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he would go to that extent.
But let's talk about, obviously, Cynthia and Carson let Todrick and Miesha kind of somehow convince them that getting you out was the smart move.
Sure.
Are they just really gullible, or is Todrick really that good?
You know, that's the thing about Todrick. He is very, very convincing. He can come across like very sincere, very passionate about things, you know, but I just never trusted him. And he knew that too. He knew that I just, you know, and he would always say that to me, like, I want you to trust me. I know you don't, and I want you to trust me. And there was just a part of me that was like, like there is something not okay with you. And I knew he knew how to play the game, and I knew he was gunning really, really, really strong.
Let's talk about Todrick. What did you think of his goodbye message to you?
I mean, the way he talked to me yesterday, it wasn't a surprise. I think it was very hurtful, and it's hard when someone plays a victim all the time and is a bully. And that's how I felt, like, especially coming out of it. Like I felt horrible. Like I felt I did Todrick completely wrong. And then when I came out and everybody was like, you know, talking about Todrick the way they were, and I was like, so I wasn't crazy, like, because, you know, you're in the house and you feel like you're crazy. I mean, you know, I felt like about 2 inches tall yesterday in the diary room before the vote and before everything, that I just really, you know, basically ran over someone's puppy, and it sucked, especially when I look back and I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah, I think you're going to see, like, a lot of people feel the same way that you do. So
well, it hurt. I think it hurt when he brought my family. Like yesterday we were in this room and we were talking about something, and he started talking about my son and how my son is going to be embarrassed by me and all these things. And, you know, that kind of really hurt. You know, that's the only time I actually fought back. And I was like, I'm sorry, what did you just, because he just said it walking away. And he goes, oh, you heard me. And I was just kind of like, you know, you bring my family into this, and, you know, we've got problems, because this is a game, you know, in the end of the game.
Well, first we have to talk. I know you were the only vote for Todrick. How do you feel about that? What have you learned? Are you surprised? What's going on?
I have been out of the Big Brother house for maybe an hour now, so I haven't seen the show. I mean, one of the things about coming in, you know, being the third person in the house left, you don't get everyone else has seen the show. I haven't seen anything. So my only reality is what has happened in the house. And Todrick was, you know, lovely to me in the house. He actually took me under his wing after CARSON left, which was difficult for me because CARSON was my ride or die. And I was, you know, in there by myself. It was Miesha and Todrick and Lamar and Todd. And then I was kind of on my own. So but it was very clear once I came out and I saw my stone-faced cast did not look happy, and I was the last to vote. And I was very surprised everyone voted for Miesha when half of the people were put out of the house because of Miesha. So I was like, what is going on? What is happening? I thought it would at least be 50-50 because they were the dynamic duo that, you know, did everything together. So I was like, wow, why are they so strongly against Todrick and not like a little softy with Miesha too? Because they worked together very closely, as you saw. So
yeah, I know you said that you thought it'd be close. Were you surprised that it was a landslide?
yes, absolutely.
Whose vote surprised you the most? Like, who did you think you had? Who did you think you might not have?
Well, CARSON surprised me the most. I really thought he would have been Todrick all the way, and I didn't expect anything less. They definitely had a closeness than Cynthia, and it was all kind of understood that they were kind of more Team Todrick than myself. But I haven't seen any of the show, and I guess that there's some perception change there. So I don't know. That surprised me. And then Todd's delivery surprised me. I thought it was 50-50. I thought I might get his vote just because we worked so closely and as we're an alliance member the entire game. And but he definitely seemed pretty miffed at the end.
Yeah. When they were voting and they were saying, you know, they were a little shady, what was going through your head where you were like, wait,
I was like,
about me?
like, oh my gosh, I was very surprised. Let's just put it that way. I was very surprised. I was very taken back. I just want to remind people that it's very difficult to be under surveillance for 24 hours a day. And I didn't know anything about Todrick before this show. However, I feel like he is a person with a good heart from what I know inside the show. And he was a super fan of the show. I think we need to understand too, there's a distinguish between celebrity Big Brother and regular Big Brother. And Todrick, I think, played a very heavy social game. And so a lot of the celebrities in this house didn't really understand how the game could be played. Like, this is not real life, you guys. This is not real life. We are playing a game. There are no rules, and you are allowed to socially experiment and go to whatever lengths you want to win this game. And, you know, through all other seasons, 20 up to 23, you see that happen. Or so I've been told. But I don't think it was as well received when we're playing the celebrity Big Brother. People were playing it a little bit more like it's real life, including myself, because I didn't know that you could do it any other way.
Yeah, and you know, one of the big components is jury management, because you know they're going to leave the house. They might see some things they don't like. Do you think that's where he maybe slipped?
Absolutely. I think that people being able to leave the house and watch the videos before they come back and vote, that's also something that's not allowed in the regular Big Brother seasons. People are sequestered and they have to make their votes based off of the gameplay. Because they do tell us, you know, that our diary room sessions that no other house guests will hear it, but they don't hear it until they leave the house. And I just feel like, of course, when you're playing a game, and especially somebody who is such a super fan like Todrick, and he wants to entertain too. I mean, there's an element of it that he just wants to be extra and funny. And sometimes things are funny, but not funny to you, like, or if they're about you, you know? So I just hope that people judge him for his heart more than anything that he said. And I'm confident that if there's something that he is able to reflect on and be like, you know what, that was wrong, I'm sure he will apologize and fix the situation.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of things, and I'm sure you've heard a little bit, just Shanna, just some things about what she wears, and then Kirkpatrick about his son. Do you think Todrick will talk to them or reflect on those moments? Did you think in the moment maybe he went too far?
No. So I honestly only remember him talking about, what she wears. Cause most of the time he's like, I'm here for it. Like, she looks fly. She looks amazing. And if anything, I might've even been someone pointing out this, like, hey, like, I feel like she's playing the game in a different way. You know, she's like wearing more revealing things. And so I just don't want people to, I don't know. This is really tough. I am not apprised to all of this, and I didn't know that those two things were focal points. So I'm just processing this as I still haven't even got my phone back. So I don't truthfully know a lot of those things that have been said or how they were taken in context, or out of context, or I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, truthfully.